insights, picks, results. This is Wizard Sports Picks. Beyond the Lines.
Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Lines, presented by Wizard Sports Picks for Sunday, February 1st. Ian Cameron with you. And we want to remind you, get to the website, wizardsportspicks.com. Make sure you check out all the great handicappers on the website, including yours truly, who has had a great run since the website began. Number one in the NFL, number one in the NHL, currently at Wizard Sports Picks. Very, very proud of the efforts that I've had, NFL and NHL, to be the number one ranked handicapper at the website for the entire NFL and NHL season. Also a profitable NBA season so far this season at the website as well. So make sure you check out not just me, all the great handicappers, their daily premium picks, and also get on board for a long-term subscription, 3-day, 30-day, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, and 1-year all sports, all access subscriptions available at the website. Enter your email address too on the homepage, and we will make sure we get some free picks sent to your inbox each and every day. So make sure you get to the website, check it out at wizardsportspicks.com. All right, we're going to give you two plays here on this edition of the show for Sunday, both in basketball. We're going to have one NBA and one college basketball winner for you on this edition of the show. And we will go to college basketball for the first of the two games that we'll talk about. East Carolina and Florida Atlantic AAC action. We have Florida Atlantic currently in this game looks like at the moment, let me just get the current odds screen up because it just crashed on me. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. East Carolina, Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic currently in this game there we go, 11.5 point home favorite, 152.5 the total in this game. Actually, it's 152 at a couple of spots right now as far as the total is concerned. I'm going to make a case for this game to go over the total of 152. Florida Atlantic is a team that will push pace. That's what they like to do. And it is a team that is very, very capable at the offensive end, especially on their home floor. You look at their results here at home this year: 110 against UTSA, 89 against Memphis, 85 against Wichita State, and 79 against Tulane. Those are the points the Florida Atlantic has scored in AAC conference games on their home floor. So they've had no issues scoring the basketball and putting the ball in the hoop. That has been clear. What's really been noticeable, though, about this Florida Atlantic team lately is their defensive play has really fallen off. They've given up 73 to Temple, 74 to Tulane, 89 to South Florida, and then a 92-point allowance to Memphis in their last game. So this is clearly an Owls team that has not been shutting things down and locking things down on the defensive end of the basketball court of late. And East Carolina is a team that sometimes can struggle to shoot the basketball. We have seen that be a theme at times with East Carolina. But the one thing that's also worth mentioning with East Carolina is sometimes they'll play to the pace the opponent tries to dictate. Florida Atlantic will look to push pace. If you look at East Carolina when they played South Florida, another team that's going to look to play fast, there was 153 points in that game. They gave up 82, but they scored 71, the Pirates themselves. We saw their last game against Rice. It was a much more efficient offensive output from East Carolina, scoring 77, but giving up 83. That game flew well over the total. I think when you put these two factors together, Florida Atlantic's ability to score points in bunches at home, the decline in their defense in recent games, and not to mention this is an East Carolina team that on the road, they've given up 99 to North Carolina, 75 to a mediocre Temple shooting team, 82 to South Florida, 77 to Wichita State. This is an East Carolina team that's had their issues defensively on the road. Put it all together, I think this game goes over the total. So East Carolina, Florida Atlantic, over 152. We'll go with that for Sunday in college basketball action. Let's turn to NBA for Sunday. And it is the debut and the season premiere of Sunday Night Basketball on NBC. That's right, NBC now with football winding down will use their Sunday nights as an NBA night on the network. Nationally televised games in the NBA on Sunday nights on NBC moving forward. And we have a doubleheader on NBC for the premiere of Sunday Night Basketball. And one of those games will be a showdown at Madison Square Garden between the LA Lakers and the New York Knicks. We have the New York Knicks currently 4.5-point home favorites here in this game at MSG, and a total for Sunday's matchup on NBC sitting at 229.5 across the board. When you look at this matchup, the thing that stands out to me about the New York Knicks is that since they had that team meeting, when things were starting to fall apart for the Knicks, and the Knicks were playing some dreadful basketball before they called that team meeting. Things were falling apart. They had some ugly losses. They had that brutal loss against Dallas on Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 19th. That was a low point. That was a team that had lost 4 in a row after that blowout loss at home to the Dallas Mavericks, 114-97. But they called a team meeting after that loss to try to iron things out, figure out what's going on, and try to work toward a solution to get this team back on track. Well, since that team meeting, New York Knicks have played 5 games, 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread, and they have looked dominant in the majority of these games. 54-point win against Brooklyn. They go on the road, they beat Philadelphia by 3. They come back home, they crush Sacramento, win by 16. They go on the road against a pretty good Toronto Raptors team they're battling with in the standings, and they blow out the Raptors by 27. They come back home against Portland, who've been a feisty team of late, and they beat up Portland by 30. This is a team that's rolling again, and I think they have a chance to keep the run going here against, let's be honest, a Lakers team that very inconsistent. You're going to sometimes when they're shooting, when Luka Doncic is, putting the team on his back offensively. Obviously, if LeBron's chipping in, if DeAndre Ayton can step up, this can be a very, very dangerous team. And we saw that against Washington when they blew out the Wizards, 142-111 on Friday night. I'll dare them to do that here on the road against a confident, surging New York Knicks team. No question that will be the test here for the LA Lakers in this game. Keep in mind, too, with the LA Lakers, this has been already, a decent length road trip for them. This is going to be the 7th consecutive game on the road for the New York Knicks. So you wonder if, all these road games, starting to add up just a little bit for them. Something to keep in mind. And not to mention, it's worth noting, the LA Lakers are a 4.5-point dog in this game. And if you look at the way they've performed lately when they've been an underdog, it's not been good. They lost 132-116 at Portland as an underdog. They were 2.5-point dogs at the Clippers. They lost that game by 8. They were 3.5-point dogs at Cleveland earlier this week. They got blown out by 30 in that game. So when they're obviously when they're an underdog, they're, in most cases, facing a superior team. And I think they are facing a superior team here in the New York Knicks, and a New York Knicks team that's playing their A game of late. And I don't trust the Lakers to be able to get the job done here in this spot. So for my second selection for Sunday in the NBA action, we're going to take the New York Knicks, and we're going to lay the 4.5 with the New York Knicks over the Los Angeles Lakers. National TV action, Sunday Night Basketball on NBC. We're going to take the New York Knicks minus the 4.5 against the LA Lakers. That's a wrap for this edition of Beyond the Lines. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out, and make sure you check out the website, wizardsportspicks.com, and check out all the great handicappers, daily premium picks, and also get on board for a long-term subscription as well. We've got NHL, NBA, college basketball on a daily basis, and the Super Bowl is a week from today, and we'll have Super Bowl plays up on the website from all the great handicappers at wizardsportspicks.com as well. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button. I'm Ian Cameron, and thanks for tuning in to the Sunday, February 1st edition of Beyond the Lines presented by Wizard Sports Picks.